welcome again to yet another electrifying episode of Up Nepa. The year is still very fresh, so I would like to say to all of us once again, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you, all our audience and listeners. Now, as you already know, Up Nepa is a platform where we educate, where we advocate, we engage and empower Nigerians on everything electricity, from generation to transmission to distribution to policies to safety and everything in between. As you know, I am Korede Kolo, and this morning I'm not alone. I'm here with Safia Yaman. Good morning, Auntie Safia.
Good morning, KK. I'm happy to be back here. The holiday has been full of travels, weddings, activities, and lots more. Serious. But don't worry, I'm back now. And I miss you guys, though.
All right, you are back, but then I hope you didn't come back empty-handed. Did you come back with our goodies?
Don't worry, KK. The whole Up Nepa team is covered with lots of goodies.
Okay, I believe everybody is hearing that, so I'm not just alone on this, right?
Yes, not only everybody, even our listeners.
Okay, all right. So thank you very much for being here with us today. Today we are going to handle a matter that is crucial to all of us, and we have someone who is here with us today. We have an erudite power sector analyst and an electrical engineer in the house in the person of Dr. Abubakar Sadiq Ahmed of the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering with FUT MENA. He has been on this platform several times. He's been with us before, and he's here back again today, this morning, to tackle the topic, understanding megawatts and kilowatt hour, the mathematics behind your light. I'm sure you want to know more about this. I want to know more about it. So I'll take the topic again. Understanding megawatts and kilowatt hour, the mathematics behind your light. You're welcome, sir. Good morning, sir. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Now we're going to go straight into our topic for today. Sir, many Nigerians don't think in megawatts and kilowatts. I know that for some time ago, I also did not think in megawatts and kilowatts. I used to think, okay, I want to buy 2,000 naira lights. In fact, that's how we say it. We don't even say 2,000 naira units. We say 2,000 naira lights, 5,000 naira lights, and so on. Now, a lot of Nigerians say this. They buy these units to load prepaid meters and pay for units. But what they are, we now, okay, well, I am a little bit more educated, and we want Nigerians to be more educated in this. People don't think in terms of megawatts and kilowatts. They think in terms of 2,000 naira units or 10,000 naira units. So what exactly are Nigerians paying for, sir? Could you start by explaining how these units translate to electricity, the electricity we use?
Yeah, thank you. Good morning once again, and thank you for once again inviting me here. Before we go into the megawatts or kilowatt hour, I think we need to demystify some of these terminologies first.
Okay.
And first, we will need to differentiate between what power is and what energy is, right? First, power is actually the rate for the discussion we're having today. Power is actually the rate at which electricity is being used or is being produced.
Okay.
Right? So if we say electricity is produced by power stations, it means they are actually producing power.
Okay.
For us, the consumers, we are also consuming power. Right? Then that is actually what power is, the rate at which electricity is actually being produced or being consumed. Then when we go into energy, energy now is the rate, the usage of power over time. Right? When you use certain amount of power over time, we say you have used energy or you have dissipated energy. So energy simply is power multiplied by time. So now we will now come into the issue of megawatt or kilowatt and all of that. Now the unit of power is actually watt. Right? The unit of power is actually watt. But we can now have integral multiples of this unit.
Okay.
And that is how we now have kilowatts, megawatts, or gigawatts.
Okay.
Kilowatt is actually in thousands of watts. The megawatt is in millions of watts. then gigawatts are actually in billions of watts. So let's stop there, but there are other higher ones. Now, in the multi-year tariff order that has been established by NEC, electricity units are actually measured in kilowatts. However, the usage over time is now what brings in the unit of time. And basically, from our basic sciences, the unit of time can be seconds, minutes, hour, days, weeks, months, like that, right? So, but in the electricity sector, we choose the hour.
Okay.
So we said first that power has multi or integral units. One of them is kilo, right? And then I said earlier that energy is the usage of power over time. So when you now take kilowatt, multiply it by an hour, that's how you have the kilowatt hour.
Okay.
All right? That's how you have the kilowatt hour. And so when you are buying electricity, the multi-year tariff order specify the unit of electricity in kilowatt hour. That is energy now. So when you buy, depending on the band you are in, 1 kilowatt hour or 1 unit can differ. For instance, band A is between 209 to 225 naira, band B, C, 63, 83, like that. So when you say you're buying 2,000 naira watts of electricity, we want to know what band you're talking about. And then, as I said earlier, it's actually in terms of kilowatt hour, which is actually now the energy. Then the megawatt we talk about, often the generating stations or the transmission companies want to tell you about the amount of electricity or power that they are producing or sending out in megawatt. Why are we doing that in the electricity sector? Because the numbers are big, right? The numbers are usually big. So those numbers, those integral multiples actually helps us to reduce the numbers so that we can play around with the numbers more easily. Just imagine we talk about 10,000 watts, right? 10,000 watts is the same as 10 kilowatts.
Wow.
Right? Instead of saying 10,000, 20,000, 100,000, we could just say 10 kilowatts or 20 kilowatts. The kilo now takes care of the thousand. And then if we're not talking in terms of millions, it will now be mega. So just think of 10 million watts, right? That is just 10 megawatts. So it's actually helps us to play around the numbers with the numbers more easily, and particularly in the classroom or in trying to do planning and operations, we play around with these numbers a lot, and then we cannot be dealing with much zeros, bigger zeros, number of zeros. You could easily make mistakes, right? And that's why you have those integral multiples. Yeah.
All right. So from if I am trying to put all you have said together, sir.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah.
Yes. So if I am to, try to understand this now, can I simply say that megawatts is about capacity, while kilowatts is more about usage? That's putting this in trying to bring it together in my head.
Yeah. So first, I need to clear some notion.
Okay.
Both kilowatt and megawatt are all amount of power.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
You can also translate them to capacity. Both
Okay.
kilowatts and megawatts. But when you now add the hour to it, it becomes something completely different. For instance, if I now say kilowatt hour, it now becomes energy, no longer power.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Because I heard you say both kilowatts and megawatt. I expect, I'm understanding you wanted to say megawatt and kilowatt hour. Right? So both kilowatts and megawatt are actually units of power. But when you now add the hour to it, it becomes energy. And that it is that energy that translates to the unit of electricity you use, or the unit electricity that is supplied to a consumer, and that also translates to the amount of money that the consumer pays. Right? As I said earlier, the NEC order specify the unit of electricity in kilowatt hour.
Okay.
right? So if you don't add the hour, we'll still understand that you're talking about power, not energy usage now.
All right.
Right, yeah.
All right. I think this kind of clears the confusion between power and energy.
Energy,
Sure.
exactly.
Yes. All right.
Let me also add, there is also this confusion that I see a lot. People talk about voltage levels, and they will say 33 kVA,
Yes.
11 kVA. That is also wrong, right? When you say 33 kVA, you are no longer talking about voltage levels again. When you say 33 kVA, you are no longer talking about voltage levels again, but you're not talking about power. If you
Okay.
add the A, right, voltages are actually in volts. The unit of voltage is actually in volts. Now, just like we talk about power in integral multiples of kilo, in terms of thousands, in terms of millions, like that, you also have that in voltage. So when you say 11 kV, right, you're talking about voltage levels.
Okay.
But when you now add the A, now you are completely moving away from voltage to power, which is now going to be in terms of capacity that you talk about.
Wow.
Okay.
That is kilovolts amperes. Amperes is
wow.
actually current. The A is actually current, which simply means you are multiplying voltage and current
Current
together
together.
to get power.
Okay,
Wow.
doctor. Do you,
It's a lot, right?
it's a lot,
It is
a lot,
It is.
serious. But doctor,
Yeah.
as a Nigerian, like someone like me, as a layman, that we're not into this electric this thing
Yeah.
very well. We're used to saying that someone will say, I bought 20 units, I bought 30 units, all of this.
Yeah.
But what is 1 unit? When they say 1 unit, what is it?
Thank you very much. This is very, very important question, and this is the fundamentals. When we say 1 unit of electricity, like I said, NEC in their multi-year tariff order specified kilowatt hour as the unit of electricity. So when you buy 1 unit, it's invariably said you are buying 1 kilowatt hour.
Wow.
If you buy 30 unit, it means you bought 30 kilowatt hour. What that means is that you have a load, for instance, that can be supplied that can be supplied 30 kilowatts in 1 hour. Let me give us examples. You have a 60 watts bulb.
Yes.
One bulb, 60 watt bulb.
Yes.
For 1 kilowatt hour, that bulb can supply certain amount of, can consume certain amount of power within 1 hour. Now, if we have 60 watt bulb, if you divide 1000, which is 1 kilowatt, divided by 6, right? 60. That's about what? That's about point.
0.06.
Now, that is the time it will take for that bulb to consume that amount. And then you have different types of loads. For instance, I think I made some examples of load here. So for instance, the specific example I gave, if you have a 100 watt bulb, and that 100 watt bulb, you keep it on, say, for 10 hours.
Okay.
Right? For 10 hours, it simply means it uses 1 kilowatt hour for that 10 hour.
Okay.
Because 100 watt is equivalent to 0.1 kilowatt. That is 100. What is the fraction of 100 in 1,000? Which is 0.1, right?
Yes.
So 100 watt is the same thing as 0.1 kilowatt. And then you are operating, keeping it on for 10 hours. You multiply that 0.1 by 10 to give you what? 1 kilowatt.
Wow.
Is that okay?
I think so set an examination to know who and who understands what the doctor is saying this morning.
So invariably, when you buy 1 unit of electricity for a 100 watt bulb, it means you can put that bulb on for 10 hours.
Okay.
Is that okay? And that unit of electricity will still be there up to 10 hours. It can last 10 hours. But of course, different loads have different capacity or different ratings of power. For instance, your electric heaters consume more, your ACs consume more, and all of that. Right? So when you put that all together, depending on the time in which they are put on service or they are put on, that's how fast your unit that have been bought can get consumed or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Still, doctor.
Yeah.
You made mention of like different items that consume more light.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to get this thing clear. I know whether it's a truth or a means or all this thing, but people say when you buy electricity, the iron consume more light than the water heater and this thing. But the way you explain now, it has to do with the units you buy. I don't know whether you understanding me. That okay, you can buy like okay, let's say we bought 2 units, and maybe the the consumption of iron or your electric kettle consumes more. So does it affect the unit, or it depends on the unit you bought that allow you to consume?
Okay, thank you also very much for the question. To make clarifications on that, each appliance that you connect into electricity or into your socket has a rating.
Okay.
That is the amount of power that it consumes instantaneously.
Okay.
Now, depending on the time of usage, it now differs. For instance, we talk about the 100 watt bulb. That is different from your electric kettle or your pressing iron that is rated higher.
Okay.
For instance, it is rated, say, 1500 watts. That's about 1.5 kilowatts, right? So if you have a 100-watt bulb and a 1.5 kilowatt pressing iron, if you operate them
At the same time
for the same time duration, of course, the iron will consume your units more.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
But if you now operate the iron for, say, 2 minutes, and then the bulb for number of hours, this will now consume more because of the time of usage.
Okay.
You understand? But as I said, each of the appliance is actually rated. It has capacity and it is rated. It is that rating that now determines with the time of usage the amount of units that is taken or consumed by these appliances.
Okay. Indirectly, doctor, you're advising us that we shouldn't operate items at the same time.
Exactly. So we
Okay.
will talk. I think we should have a session to talk about energy efficiency.
Okay.
Right? For instance, in my house, the moment I wake up for suwi, my lights are off.
Okay.
Is that okay? Because there is no need to put the lights on when already you have the lighting, the natural lighting coming on. Do you understand?
Yes.
Because they are consuming, particularly when you have side lighting, fence lighting, and all of that. That will consume this power.
Okay.
Is that okay?
I think we talked about this some time ago when we talked about responsible
yes.
use of
Exactly.
electricity. Yes.
Exactly.
So we've talked about it. Our prayer now is that Nigerians would actually see and understand that we are supposed to be responsible with our usage of electricity. Thank you very much, sir. All right, just before we go on, I would like to remind all our audience and listeners that we are live. We are live on Facebook. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook at Up Nepa platform, and we are also live on Facebook at Up Nepa _platform. So please engage with us. Subscribe and hit the notification button so when we leave anything new or anything new comes up, you can be the first to be notified. All right, sir, we are grateful. Thank you for the illustration you made. I think that's giving more clarity, especially for me. Yes, it gave me more clarity. And I know that a lot of our listeners, a lot of people would understand through this illustration.
Most especially the aspect doctor spoke about, like trying to use one thing before the other. So like me, doctor, I can be using iron, I can be using my electric cooker, I can be boiling water at the same time. You know, we women, you don't blame us.
You want to do it
at the same time.
Yeah, I know. You want to multitask. Right? So it's allowed. It's allowed. You just do it responsibly and make sure that you are owning what you want to use at that time. Right? You don't just put things on. For instance, as I used to say,
the funny thing is we are using all of it at once at the same time.
Yeah, so that's fine. But for instance, like I used to say, for us Nigerians like to act like big men, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, during the Harmattan, I am inside my room,
Inside
on my
blanket,
bed, on
blanket,
my blanket,
and
and the
AC
AC is
on.
on. But I'm putting on the blanket, right? So why the need for the blanket, right? You understand? So there's no need for that, right? Again, I want to also make that clarification because we talk about buying a specific amount of units.
Yes.
That is actually for those who are on prepaid meters,
Mm.
right?
Yes.
For those who, before now, those of us that were, those people that were using the analog meters, they actually are postpaid. They, or, yeah, is it postpaid or
Yes,
what do they call it now?
Postpaid, yes.
So they usually have consumed certain amount of electricity before they now pay. So if you are the type that still uses the analog meter, you also need to monitor the amount of electricity you consume monthly. You understand?
Okay.
So what you should be taking reading from your last payment, right, to the next payment. Let's say today you made a payment and then you take a reading today and then the following month you take another reading. So these two readings, you subtract them to get the amount of kilowatt hour that you have consumed. So when you get the amount of kilowatt hour, all you need now to do is to multiply it by the band rate. What is the tariff rate that you are in? For you to get the exact amount that you're supposed to pay. So that nobody just give you an
An
estimation.
estimated bill.
Exactly.
Yes.
So for instance, I made some illustrations. For instance, assuming I use 150 kilowatt hour in a month, and I am on band A. Say my band A rate is 209 naira. So all I needed to do is to multiply 150 by 209 to know the exact amount of my bill. Right? So that nobody brings you a bill that is outrageous or that is estimated. But for us that are using, for the customers that are using the prepaid meters, you don't have that problem. When there is supply, the meter reads. When there is no supply,
It doesn't
goes
read.
off. I think this is a topic that a lot of us Nigerians need to know about, especially
serious.
those of us on the postpaid meters. Because, you know, I have this neighbor, and in fact, just yesterday, her prepaid meter was installed. And she came, she was at my place, and she was lamenting so badly about how over the years they have been, the bill, you know, serious
high
billing.
bill.
And when she told me how much she pays per month, I realized what the amount of units I buy for a month is almost 2 times less. I would almost say 3 times
less
than
than
what she pays.
Exactly.
So this means that if she's able to do this calculation herself now, she would know what exactly she's supposed to pay.
But talking about calculation, doctor, you know, someone like you now, you already know that this is how I'm meant to calculate it. This is what I'm meant to do. For the sake of the audience, I don't really know what they should do. How do this billing thing work?
Yeah, so the billing thing is actually a bit because we need to go to a classroom before we do that. However, before now, the utility sector, the utility companies actually are the ones that are doing the readings. They come to the house, they take the reading. Every time they are bringing in your new bill, they take your reading. They take the dates of the reading so that they do the subtraction, right? However, as people who have, that's the advantage of going to school, right?
Yes.
So that you get enlightened and then you are not cheated or you are not cheating anybody. So as people who have gone to school, who are literate, you can also look at your meters, the analog meters. There are numbers there. You remember those analog meters that has some things running around. So you see those numbers. So if you are taking the readings, take the readings today, take the numbers down, and the following month, almost the same period of time, take the numbers, right? And then you subtract those numbers. You subtract the lowest from the highest, and then you get the exact amount of electricity that will be used within this time period. Right? And within this time period, that number multiplied by the tariff rate for your band gives you the amount of energy that you have consumed. It's as simple as that.
Wow. Sir, you said it's as simple as that. Let us all believe that it's truly as simple as that.
Doctor.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Before we go on, I would like us to know that our phone lines are going to be open now. So please do well to call in and engage with us. The number to call is 0903 88088883. I'll call it again, 0903 88088883. So please do call in to engage with us. And you can also leave your comments on Facebook at UpNepa platform and on YouTube at UpNepa_platform. We'll read and engage with you. All right. With us here still is Dr. Sadiq Ahmed of the Electrical Engineering Department. Did I get that correct? Electrical Electronics Engineering Department of FUT Mina. All right.
All right, doctor. Um, with all what you've said, we've educated me. I don't like even though you said us. Okay, let's say us in general.
Yes.
Doctor, many people still find these terms abstract and just keep hearing about our total power generation. That's saying it's 4,000 um, 4,000 plus megawatts, and sincerely they don't truly understand how they translate these powers. That we just hear, but nobody. So could you please explain to us using a simple analogy what this means? 4,000 megawatts. We don't understand. We just keep hearing it's 4,000 megawatts. 4,000. What does it really mean? Like on a simple term that even may wheelbarrow that has that is in one bedroom flat.
Breaking
But
down
like
complete.
like we want you to say tell us like in segments. Make it like more of like, are we saying, should we say abbreviation? Abbreviate it for like one after the other. Gwari gwari.
Exactly.
So gwari gwari. So I will understand it.
Okay, I hope I'm able to demystify that. When it comes to power generation,
Yes.
I think we should start with the capacity of our generating stations.
Okay.
Now, we have multiple power generating stations in the country. We have those of them that are hydro, particularly around Niger State, about 4 of them, 4 hydropower stations in Niger State.
Okay.
And each of these stations actually have what is called installed capacity. That is the maximum amount of power that they can generate. For instance, Shiroro, which is the north-south, has about 600 megawatts. The recent Zuingero has about 700 megawatts. This, as I said, is power is actually the rate at which electricity is produced or the rate at which electricity is consumed. That amount, as I said earlier, the units of power is actually wattage.
Okay.
Like we said, the units of time can be seconds, can be minutes, can be hours, and all of that. So the units, the minimum units or the lowest units of power is actually wattage or watts. Now, so, and then you can now have multiples of these watts. And watts, as I said, based on the discussion we're having today, is simply the rate at which power or electricity is being consumed or being produced. Now, in terms of the generating stations, we're not talking about the rate at which electricity is being produced because they are generating. They are the source. Now, if you put together the hydro power generating stations, the gas power generating stations like Egbin, Sapele and all of that in the south, if you put them together, the total installed capacity of the generating stations in Nigeria is around 13 to 15,000. Right? Or between 13 to 15,000 megawatts. Is that okay? Now, this amount is actually constrained by a lot of things. Yes, the generating stations may be able to produce up to their installed capacities, but we have a constraint, we have an issue with the amount of power that the transmitting station or the transmission network can wheel out to us. For instance, at a time, we did evaluation of the Nigerian transmission network and realized that the maximum it can wheel, the maximum amount of power it can take from generating stations around 5,000 megawatts. Is that okay? Which means that even if the generating stations are producing up to their capacity, our transmission network cannot take it.
Okay.
Do you understand? It means our transmission network cannot take it. And that led to the transmission expansion planning, supported by World Bank and all of those partners in Nigeria.
All right, sir. I want you to continue with this, but briefly, we have a caller.
Go ahead.
Let's hear what this person has to say. Good morning and welcome to the UpNepa show. to Up Nepa. Please, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning at the studio of Nepa show. This is Don Video on the line. Happy Good Friday, Happy New Year.
Happy New
Happy New
Year.
Year.
My regard to my big engineer. Engineer, you have spoke a lot. Whatever I think, whenever we are giving you 2 hours, I know you are not going to be quiet.
Yes, so
You enlighten us more. My mommy, Happy New Year to you. Engineer, please, I need a chaplet explanation about this modern bulb that we have and the former one that we are. Which one is prepared to use for analog distance meter? Yes.
Okay.
One. Secondly, whenever you are in mathematics, to understand you, you normally pass me, but I enjoy doing your explanation, shook my brain. So thank you very much, engineer.
All right. Thank you very
for
much.
calling in.
Is asking that what among the he's using the postpaid meter, and he wants to know which of the bulb is better. Is it the ones with the
Postpaid
red,
meter.
the
Or
red, or this
one
particular
that we use
white
now
bulb?
more often.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I think we've
One
talked
that
about
consume-
some of this earlier one
Yes.
time.
Yes.
For me, sorry to say that the red bulbs are actually a mistake of invention.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, I think I've said that
Yeah,
one
if you
time.
said yes, once or twice.
Wow.
It's actually a mistake of invention. Why do I say that? Because the essence of the bulb is to produce light.
Light.
However, the red bulbs produce more of heat than the light.
Wow.
They are usually-
Right?
Yes.
And today our students have found usage of the red bulbs in making incubators,
Incubators.
chicken
Yes.
Chicken,
because
yes.
of the
Keep it
heat.
Heat, yes.
So they now use it to construct incubators because it has both the heat and the
And
light.
Light.
And the chicks want the heat and
the
the light.
light.
Right?
Okay.
So-
okay.
Yes, there is no doubt about that. The white ones, those ones that you call white, are far better.
I think that's what we call the energy saver.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
There are different types. Some of them are actually not energy savers.
Okay.
Some of them
Oh,
are.
wow.
Yes. Some of the
Okay.
white bulbs are actually not energy savers. There's
I
nothing
think
energy
this is
saving
something
about
we all
them.
need to know. I've always thought that every white bulb is energy saver.
It's not true. It's
Ah.
the only thing is they consume less.
Less.
Oh, wow.
The only thing
Okay.
is they consume
Okay.
less amount of power. But there are some of them that are rated energy star.
Okay. Oh,
It means
okay.
they are energy savers.
Okay.
Particularly those ones that are light emitting diodes.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
When we say light emitting diode, you see them small
yes, inside.
LEDs. Right? Small LEDs. Those ones are perfect, right? Because
Okay.
they consume less. You can get as low as 1 watt.
Okay.
Right? You can get as
For
low
each
as
of
1
the-
watt for one of them.
Oh,
You
okay.
understand?
Wow.
Yes. So those ones are far better. So one of the energy efficient measures you can take is to replace all those red bulbs with the
The
so-called white ones.
White ones, the
Yes.
energy savers.
All right.
All right. We have another caller. Good morning and welcome to Up Nepa.
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning.
My name is Ambassador Gabriel Challenger.
Oh, good morning, sir. You're welcome.
Thank you. As an ambassador of peace, I want to appreciate all the crew that is always making this program to be possible.
Thank
and I
you.
want to appreciate our engineer, our guest in the studio this morning. So thank you for creating more awareness and orientation. Thank you for enlightening us on this topic of today. Then secondly, sir, you have breaking this issue in total for us to understand. Please, is it possible for us to break this issue down for us to understand? You see, a lot of people are complaining that people that are not using PPA meter, how are they managing to calculate what they use? Because people are saying it is estimated billing. They don't just calculate it like that. They will just print it and send it. A lot of people are complaining, engineer. Even you know much better than I do. So I don't know if it is possible. Can you please tell us how they calculate it before lastly, our visitors in the studio, according to what people are saying and we are hearing, that these white bulbs, they are more economical when it comes to consuming of light, more than this colored bulb. That this colored
Yes.
bulb will
About that one.
consume light, you understand, much higher than this white bulb. So these are my questions. Thanks for your patience.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Ambassador Gibu. I think you
At
just
least
spoke briefly on
serious.
the white and the red.
But no, we need to clap for Ambassador Gebo. For the first time, Ambassador is asking what the guest is talking about. He not say
That this is not the first time, but then.
to this particular one, he's focused on.
Yeah, I think
Alright.
Ambassador, well done.
yeah. So on the how the calculations are done.
Yes.
First, I would advise every consumer to simply get the prepaid meters.
Okay.
It is far better. It is better for you to control your electricity. You have proper management of what you are consuming. Then,
Track it.
for those that don't have the prepaid meters, we now have two categories of people, two categories of consumers in that. The first one are those that don't even have meters at all. Yes, there are
But they have
consumers
light
that
too.
don't have, yes,
They
they
don't have
have
meter.
supply, but they don't
But
even
they don't
have meters.
meters.
That's serious.
And then we have those that have analog meters. I won't go into other MD consumers and all of that. For those that have the analog meters, the tradition is that the utility company will send people to come and take readings every month. Right? They must take these readings every month for those that have the analog meters.
Yeah.
Sincerely, it's been a while I saw the analog meters. I know that they are phasing them out because the utility companies themselves are no longer sending people to come and take readings.
No, you don't.
Is that okay? So therefore, we're now going to that first category of people that don't even have the meters. So what do? How do they calculate that? I am not holding forth for any utility company, but what we all believe is the fact that they are doing estimation. And by estimation, I think they have a standard. As I said, I might be wrong, but they have some sort of standard to which they look at your house and just peg you
I'm
my
begging
God.
money.
certain
This
amount.
house looks like the house of a rich
Yeah.
man. So
And they have a minimum, right?
Yes.
They have a minimum amount that every registered consumer must pay at the end of the month. Particularly if you don't have a meter. They have a minimum benchmark.
Okay.
Whether you are 1 bedroom or 10 bedroom,
bedroom.
that is the minimum
Yes.
You
benchmark.
can go.
And then depending on what they feel is your load, they can now increase it.
Yes, yes.
And that is where you see you living close to a neighbor that you feel your house is smaller, but you are paying almost higher or even the same. It is because of that estimation, right?
Yeah.
And it is a bit difficult nowadays to send people to go and take readings. I understand some of the challenges, security challenges and all of that. You just, probably you are not even at home and somebody is knocking on your door that you want to come and take readings for your meter and all of that. And that's why I think one of the things that we should also do as consumers is to support the prepaid meters. Get prepaid meters. It solves a lot of problems.
A whole lot.
Solves a whole lot of problems. So the straightforward answer is that they are doing estimation and they have their templates. I don't know about their template, but they have, what I know is that they have a minimum amount that every consumer
You
must
tap to
pay.
each person.
Yes. And then depending on what they feel, it's because it's not
But
scientific.
this is wrong. It's not
Yes,
supposed to be
it's not,
about
it's not
feelings.
scientific. It's not
Yes.
scientific because they don't go into your house to even look at
read.
the appliances
That
you
you
use.
use.
At times they just look at the size of your house and then based on that they give you some bills. So it's estimation actually.
Okay, thank you, doctor.
All right. Okay, we have another caller. Good morning and welcome to Up Nepa.
Sorry for calling you back.
Oh.
Please, Ambassador, due to the challenge, I'm calling you back from Tudun Fulani.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
The question I want to ask now is this. If you take a look at it properly, you know, in those years back, what we is, they have a specialist that do come to check this normal meter not to take. They will check it and they will calculate it and they will give you what you consume. But this time around, it's hardly you will see them around coming to do that. And that's the reason why a lot of people are complaining that it's estimated billing. You know, there are some houses, according to what people are saying, you see your neighbor is consuming much light. You are not consuming much. But you that you are not consuming much, they are charging you higher.
Yeah, they're charging.
Yeah.
Using AC, you understand, and engine leaker and all that is this metal engine leaker, not one that
Yeah.
is like. You see that, you understand, the rate of the bill they are giving you is more smaller than you that you are not consuming, light much. They are charging you much. Then lastly, my visitor in the studio, as an ambassador of peace and truth of AEDC, you know I'm always promoting them, and I'm always bringing it in this aspect. We have the PRO, in AEDC. We have top officials in AEDC. Why not invite them to come so that they'll create more awareness and orientation on this specific topic we are discussing, pertaining estimated billings, how they calculate it and how they give your customer. I don't know if you're understanding me.
Yes, we do.
Customers are complaining that some of them they don't use much equipment. Why their people are using much equipment, but they charge those people who are not using much equipment more than those who are using heavy equipment in their house. So please, this is a new year. You people should do us a favor and go to them and invite them to come. And make it possible every Friday. They should come and be creating more awareness and orientation. You people are doing their job for them and they are not paying you. It is your social responsibility. Giving back to the society. Likewise, me too. So please, the people should be done. Thanks for your patience.
Thank you,
All right,
Ambassador.
Ambassador
Okay,
Gabriel, the challenger.
are they paying you?
I think
They're not paying you.
I think we
Okay.
actually do feel challenged
Yeah,
by the
serious.
challenger. So we've taken note of what you have said and we'll work on it.
All right, as if we have another call.
All right, we have another caller. Good morning and welcome to Up Nepa. Good
Hello.
morning, we can hear you. Your name and where you're calling from, please. Can you speak a little bit more louder? We are struggling to hear you, sir. Can you speak a little louder? Okay. Yes. Yes, we're hearing you.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I think he said those of them having the prepaid meter that reads PHCN,
PHCN.
what's their fates? I think looking at
Yes.
the fact that it's no longer PHCN, but we've moved to AEDC. So he's asking what's their fate.
Yeah, so those meters are actually being phased out.
Okay.
We term those meters the digital model of the meters.
Okay.
They have their advantages and their disadvantages.
Okay.
For me, I prefer those meters.
Okay, the ones that have the
Yes,
oh wow.
yes, the
Okay.
digital model, because they are protecting us as consumers.
Okay.
Yeah, but a lot of people
Okay.
don't know that, and that's why the
Okay,
utility
okay.
company is also facing them out.
So,
Being that it's an advantage to
Yes,
users,
because
why?
what happens is there is something we call quality of power. Quality of power that is being delivered to your house.
okay.
There is standard established by NEC about the quality of power that should be produced or should be delivered to your house. When we talk about quality of power, we're talking about the voltage levels.
Okay.
I'm expecting 220 volts, but I'm seeing less than 100 volts. Right? So those meters make sure that when the quality of power falls below certain threshold, you don't get billed.
Oh.
Because you pay for something good if I am paying for something, I should pay for good quality.
Certainly.
Is that okay?
Sure.
And so if you have established that this is the quality range and it falls below that, I should not be held responsible, because that quality also destroys my appliances.
Wow.
Wow.
Low voltages destroy some of our
Sure,
equipment,
sure, sure.
and even higher voltages,
Mhm.
when they bring it, sometimes destroy our equipment, and nobody is responsible for that. I think this is some of the things that the regulatory body in the state is actually coming up with, and they are doing a lot of draft regulations just to make sure that everybody is protected. Yeah. So they are going to phase those out, right? But then
Yeah.
for me, I prefer them anyway. But then we are also
Alright.
clamoring for the fact that the new one should also protect us as consumers.
I hope it will. All right, we have another caller. Good morning and welcome to Up Nepa.
So, good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Morning. Up Nepa.
Let there be light.
In Nigeria, in our country. After many years independent, we are still struggling for life. Oh, it's unfortunate. Come to the business of the day. Once upon a time, when I stay in my house, a senior pastor will come and take video of my meter. After 2 weeks, you'll be in the bill. You know, cheating. Accurately. Today, how many people is going to house to take video? Almost even your opinion, other people are not even watching. Many of them, you can almost 70% of it, and the manual meter is not really working. They like estimate fee. Estimate is a scam. Nigeria people. Other, they like estimate fee to me. Other I teach Nepa or Nepa teach me. It's for comfort. Easy way. Why not seeing all every house goes digital meter? Go and pay. This is only what you find in the only solution. When you buy cost, you face the cost over cost. That's what I see Nigeria. I see to me, Nigeria, up Nepa, up now, they never see us for their business. I just feel about it. We must tell ourselves. We are one of us in Nigeria. It's only the person who to pay. So the Nigerians will give award. Never will still get award because they are cheating Nigeria and Nigeria are also cheating them. Thank you for your opportunity.
All right.
Thank
you
you.
so much for calling in.
Yeah, once
Wow.
upon a time.
Once upon a time. And we hope that one day very soon Nigeria
John
will
will
get
be
back
back.
to that place. All right, we have said so much. Our time is fast spent and we wish we could stay longer, but we can't. So doctor, just to wrap up, can you in 1 minute say something to Nigerians?
Okay. When we're talking about demystifying between power and energy, it's also important for our consumers or our listeners to know about the units. Particularly, as we said, when we say 1 unit, we mean 1 kilowatt hour. And the amount of electricity you use depends on how long your appliances are on or the capacity of these appliances. So it's important to know your energy usage, and then you don't compare it with your neighbor and all of that, because that actually also creates some confusion. Lastly, I want to also say that majority of us actually don't pay the full electricity bill. There is still a lot of subsidy within the electricity sector. Only those in band A pay something similitude to what is called the full electricity bill, which is around 209 or 225 naira, depending on the region you are in Nigeria.
That is per unit.
Yes, per unit. Majority of us paid 63, 83, or even 33 naira per kilowatt hour or per unit, as we said. So we are actually hoping that one day we will reach where everybody pays this amount and everybody gets the required electricity or the reliability that we all require, which is 247 power supply in our houses.
Hope that everybody can afford it.
Yeah, the affordability
that's another thing.
yeah, it's also it's true that they are and that is why the banding system is actually in place, because of those that cannot really afford it, right? So, but then it's also very important that we have proper management of what we are using. When you don't need something, don't put it on. Right? When you don't need it, don't put it on. It's called energy efficiency.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so
All right,
much, Sam.
doctor. Nigerians, don't forget that power literacy is power itself.
Yes, power literacy, as Sophia has said, is power itself. So understanding power would help you manage cost and demand accountability. When you understand what you're paying for, you can demand accountability. And that's why we are here. That's why UpNepa is here. We are here so we can educate you, we can enlighten you and help you understand what you're paying for, help you understand what your rights are as a consumer. So please go to our Facebook page at UpNepa platform and on our YouTube page at UpNepa_platform, and please engage with us. Leave your comments and we would respond to you. We have to call it a day now, but please keep a date with us next week, same time, same station. Have a beautiful day. Bye from all of us at the studio. UpNepa.
Let there be light.
Yeah, bye.